Welcome back to another reaction for Hell Mode episode 11. Right, she ran away. For some reason. I mean, she more or less found out what really happened and what is going to happen to her.
明日向かう場所はとても危険らしい。いよいよ僕も生きて帰れないかもしれない。
It's a bit weird to send nobles out, especially people that could become better in the future. I mean, seemingly they got sent into something like a suicide mission instead of having them gain more experience and then later push them into dangerous missions. So it feels like there is someone messing up in higher up and is wasting resources, or this was deliberate.
連れ戻しに来たの？
いえ、いつものようにご同行しに参りました。私はセシルお嬢様の重僕ですから。
Sneak attack.
何？帰ってよ。
セシルお嬢様、こんなものしかありませんが。
泣いてなんかないんだから。
はい。
あれ、お兄様は強かったでしょ？
はい。一度も勝てませんでした。
正直に言う。今僕は死ぬのが怖い。とても怖い。家族の元に帰りたい。
Was it a letter addressed to her? Why not send it to the dad? Maybe it was. Maybe it was generally to the family.
私も死ねば死にたくない。
セシル。
It was one of those things, again, we know the brother was pretty strong and he had the potential to grow stronger. Sending him out to die made no real sense. Unless they are really strapped for people.
お嬢様、このまま私と一緒に町を出ませんか？家のことなんて忘れて、いろんな国に行って、いろんな町を見てみませんか？
何を。
So you propose to elope? I don't know if she's willing to do that.
そんなの無理に決まってるじゃない。
なら来年まで待ちますか。12歳になったら冒険者登録できますし。
Okay. I can see that. You know, Reggie said adventurers just leave.
だから私はその頃には学園に
行く必要あります？学園なんて。私が言いたいのは、人生は選択できるってことです。セシルお嬢様はどうされたいんですか？
私がどうしたいのか。
でも僕は家のためでも民のためでもない。自分の意志で今ここにいる。
Did he say that about joining whatever this fight is? Or in general? Because yeah, you do have a choice. You can not be part of the noble family anymore. Sure. And I don't know how your father would see that. If I was in the father's position and my child, who I know would be sent to this conflict whenever they grow older, and if my son, who was very strong, didn't survive, the chance for my other children to survive is going to be also slim. So if they decide to run away, lead a happy, maybe a little bit dangerous life, I don't know. On one hand, naturally, as a dad, you would worry about your children. On the other hand, they would not have to follow in the footsteps of the bigger brother. I don't know. I would be torn between those two.
あれ、館に戻るわよ。
わかりました。
ねえ。疲れたからおんぶして。
はい。
アレン。
はい、なんでしょう。
ありがとう。
いえいえ。
セシル。
お父様。
セシル。
ご迷惑を。
セシル、お前が心配することは何もないんだ。もうすぐだ。もうすぐミスリルの採掘が始まる。採掘権を王家に献上すればお前の務めは免除できる。私が全力で王家に掛け合う。だから。
それで採掘を急いでいたのか。
お父様、お母様。私、セシル・グランベルは貴族の務めを全うします。
自分の弱さに打ち勝つために僕はここに来たんだ。
ミハイお兄様がそうされたように。
Not as good of a reason or sentence you believe it is, because following in the footsteps of your brother is essentially dying because he died. So I don't know. Additionally, it would save the noble family the rights to the mines, which seem to be profitable. If they use that to help the population or the populace, okay. I can see that as a valuable sacrifice. You know, you potentially sacrifice your life, but the noble family can still mine, we can sell the mithril, we can make a lot of money, we can help the population, everyone prospers. All that for the life of 2 children. I can see that as a sacrifice. Otherwise, it would be like you just dying for nothing on the hope that you survive, which is unlikely.
B ランク魔石ゲット。ミハイの死から半年、グランベル家は日常を取り戻し、
Okay.
騎士団はオーク村をすべて滅ぼした。やったのはほとんど俺たちだけどね。
ミスリルの開拓村もいよいよ入植が始まったか。
夏過ぎには採掘が開始できるかと。
これで男爵も一安心だな。
あとはミスリルが取れなくなったカルネルの動向だ。
I mean, I would say it would be stupid, but it would be in character for him. Because if I was in, like, this guy position now, I would mine the mithril. I know the dragon is going to be uncontrollable, so you don't know how long you are going to be able to mine mithril. So I'm going to increase the value of the settlement as much as possible. Try to find a different way to get a different revenue stream. I don't know what it would be, but you know, you have to invest a little bit of your revenue to try and increase revenue somewhere else, be it tourism, which probably doesn't work in this time and age. Some other products, maybe. Otherwise, I would try to hoard a bunch of mithril, have like a big vault underground somewhere, where we keep a lot of mithril, maybe mithril products, in the case that whenever the mithril is running out or the dragon is moving again, that you have some mithril to fall back on, instead of being in a situation like the other guy who now has no mithril. He does not seem to have banked any of the value. He has spent it all on bullshit. And now they are left with nothing to show for it. Additionally, you could invest all of that into military and just try to take over the other side. I don't know if the king would allow that, but this way you would always have mithril.
沈黙が逆に不気味です。
注意を怠らぬよう。は。
Also, it would probably be it would be important to maybe see if you can move the dragon in some way. I don't know how, but do some tests, maybe throw some explosives at the dragon, so the dragon is like, oh, this area sucks, I'm going over there. Maybe. But most of the stuff costs
こん
money.
な山セシルには絶対無理だな。
私も狩りに行くわ。連れて行きなさい。
強くなりたい気持ちはわかるが、
It does make sense. It does definitely make sense. If she has to go to and fight, she should get more experience. School is not going to help you. You need a lot of experience.
男爵が許可するわけがない。
Not necessarily fighting, but surviving. Knowing who you can fight, how strong you are, at which point you need to retreat, how you are able to survive in the wilderness. Mostly stack all your points in survival, because that is the most important. You can still fight if you are alive another day. If you die, you're not going to be able to fight anymore.
魔導士の遠距離攻撃は魅力なんだけどな。お、着いた。ミスリル採掘の邪魔になるし、次なる獲物はお前だ。鎧槍の巣穴には1000体を超える兵隊槍がいて、卵を産み続けてるのが女王鎧槍という B ランクの魔獣らしい。情報が少ないな。空から全体像も見えないし、出入り口は一つ。鎧槍1匹分の幅。
Burn it down.
中で戦ってたらキリが。
That is the first thing I would do whenever I had something like this. Smoke it out. A lot of smoke, a lot of fire.
ない。
It would also give you a good idea where the other entrances are.
入する前に数を減らせるか。手探り上等。何事も挑戦だ。まずは6体。ベア、スパイダー、ハラミ。
I find this fish is so stupid.
おお、どんどん来る。こっちも全員出ろ。
I mean, this is an army of bears. If you had like a big spell, like a meteor, you could wipe them out all at once.
さあ盛大に行こうぜ。
I mean, fine way to show that time has passed.
1ヶ月経っても巣穴が攻略できない。週2回、1日200体以上だから2000体は倒したはず。
Yeah, but they also hatch new ones.
なんでしかもあれだけ倒した鎧槍の死骸が翌週にはきれ
Ooh. I'm assuming they take them back and eat them? So they don't even need to gather food
いにな
anymore.
くなってる。女王が食べて新たに卵を産んでるのでは。経験値は最高に美味しいが、無限に湧き続ける鎧槍が邪魔で、中に入るどころか魔石も回収でき
I mean, you could collect their magic stones. I mean, maybe not. Maybe the problem is he's fighting the whole time. Reinforcements of the ants come non-stop, and he has to retreat, essentially. Because they don't stop coming. Again, fire. Just fire in the little tunnel. Or you could have like a couple spiders stop the entrance, plug the entrance for a little bit. I don't remember. I don't believe. Oh, you could have like a tank stand in the hallway with maybe one or two healer behind. So the tank just stops the more spiders from coming. You can get all the stones and then just retreat.
ない。これは攻め方を変えるしかないな。
Gotta change my strategy a month later.
かれこれ5000体は討伐してるんですけど。
But it is a lot of experience.
これはもう毎日ここに張り付いてるしかないんでしょうか。終了版専業にさせてくれないかな。ん？え？あれ？
Now a little bit strange that we don't see as many corpses, but you know.
止まった。俺の粘り勝ちだ。あとは女王鎧槍か。
Okay.
ほら、出てか。
All right, you have owls. Oh, this is the owl, right? Yeah.
頼んだぞ
Why are you whispering?
フォローとの視界共有。嫁が聞くのは便利だな。まるで巨大迷路だ。
I'm guessing he's more or less drawing the map.
あ、挟まれた。やり直し。卵部屋だ。撤退。次は1体こっちに行かせて、別のフォローはこの道の探索。8体同時操作は頭使うぜ。ああ、甘いもん食べたい。
Okay.
永遠と RPG のミニゲームやってる気分だな。もう夕方だし、屋
That's huge.
敷に帰る時間だけど、この好機を逃すわけには。あれは。よし、いよいよだ。
I see why you would want to defeat the queen. I'm assuming that you could come the next day. And I also assume you could get a day off from your employer. To say something like, you know, you really need maybe get the night captain on your side, be like, I need to have a day tomorrow. And in that way they can't replenish as much as the hands, so you could come back refreshed, not kill the queen now, Because the problem, I assume, is going to be that if you kill the queen, all the ants don't have a reason to stay around here, and they're going to leave. There is going to be a lot of monsters around.
2ヶ月かけてようやくたどり着いたぞ。超鎧槍。長っ。鎧槍の3倍はあるな。
Why are you even here? You can send your bears in here without being in front of them.
けど頭の大きさは同じくらいか。まずはボス戦の定石。ザクから倒せベアたち。よし、残るは女王のみ。でもやられるより召喚する方が早い。
I mean, this is the only reason why it would make sense for you to be here. To just resummon them really quickly. I feel like you can resummon them through your other summons as well, though. At least I don't see a reason why you couldn't.
腹を狙え。ひたすら噛め。噛みちぎれ。
Doesn't look that delicious. It's not even that much experience. What I would at least do, because he has uncovered most of the dungeon, I would put some kind of boulder in the entrance. Multiple ways. He cleans the whole area now. He leaves the boulder in the entranceway and just comes back tomorrow or whatever, whenever he can. Because otherwise, there are probably like still a couple hundred ants in everywhere in this area. You have all the eggs as well. So you need to clean up.
20体で倒せたか。オークキングは100体以上必要だったけど、兵隊槍を何千体も生んだせいで弱ってたのかもな。この時間じゃ町に帰れないし、また無断外泊だ。いよいよ本気で怒られるぞ。何か
At least you can clean the whole dungeon.
討伐の証拠が必要だな。お、
I don't know, maybe the queen?
あれは
It's a rock. What do you believe is this?
こちらが白竜山脈にある
Right.
巣から取ってきた女王鎧槍の鎧でございます。
I mean, the knight captain should, or commander should know. I don't believe you ever told the other ones you were able to do this, and I don't believe they are just going to accept you just, you know, hunted an armored ant queen, just for the lulz. Because this is probably something that you need a whole army for.
あれ喜ぶかと思ったのに反応薄。
白竜山脈に行ってきたですって。もっとマシな嘘をつきなさいよ。
確かに鎧槍とは異なる色だが、ゼノフよ、どう思う？
女王を見たことがないもので、そもそも鎧槍の巣は我ら騎士団でさえ討伐不可能です。
まさか色塗ったとか？
違いますよ。
あれんよ、鎧槍の巣には数千の兵隊が。
I don't know why he never thought about that before. Be like, how is a normal guy supposed to defeat hundreds, if not thousands, of ants? And then the Ant Queen. I feel like even the Ant Queen would be hard for normal people to defeat. Normal adventurers, that is. Maybe the, Knight Commander can defeat it. Maybe his right-hand man can defeat one. But that's probably it.
いて、おまけに内部は迷宮だ。攻略などできるはずがない。
確かに召喚獣ありきの攻略法だったけど、ならばもう一つ。
I mean, showing the mystery, sure. But I would have run this by the Knight Commander first, and he's the one who should be able to at least take a second guess, be like, this. Normally you would not be able to defeat this. However, maybe you can.
持ち帰ったものが
Because he knows he can
ヨロイヤリの
summon
いる場所で拾いました。
more people.
拾いました。
これはミスリル鉱石。偶然拾うような代物ではない。
Yeah, because the Ant Queen people just stumble across now. Granted, they did say they don't know what an Ant Queen would even look like.
あれ、詳しく話を聞こう。
はい。
I would also, you played around long enough, just come out with it. Hey, I can summon stuff. Look at this. Look at the little bird. Look at the little caterpillar. I don't know. I mean, the Knight Commander already knows. You could also be like, I have a secret, but I want you to not disclose my secret kind of deal.
本当だったんだ。
巣はこの辺りです。内部はこのような構造になっていました。
もはや疑う余地はないな。
5つ目の鉱脈の発見ですね。すぐに騎士団を向かわせます。
アレンよ、こたびの件
本当だったんだ。
巣は
I need a red arrow. Where is that? Somewhere in there. Okay, so it's a new vein that no one knew about, okay.
とする。
Illicit overnight excursion.
ありがとうございます。
I mean, yeah, it would be like, let's forget about the overnight thing.
そしてこの鉱石を見つけたことで、お前は新たなミスリル鉱脈の発見者となった。資源の採掘地を発見したお前に3割の採掘権を与えよう。
お、採掘権ですか？
Okay. Does it mean he has to mine it itself, or does he just get a cut of the stuff you mine?
ピンとこないのも無理はない。まあ、どれほどの利益になるか気長に待ちなさい。
はい。
I mean, you get some of the mithril. You get money. Money. I don't know what you use it for, because you summon stuff, but it doesn't hurt to have a little bit more expenses taken care of. Not that you spend a lot of money. You bought a cape and a sword in those 3 years or whatever.
なんかどえらいもんを手に入れた気がする。
Right. I just wanted... I feel like he could have made a deal with one of the adventurers to give them some of the stuff so they can hand it in, and you make like 50-50 on the reward for handing in some of the hunting quests or whatever. Because most of the meat was for the noble, sure. But the monsters, goblins, orcs, whatever, that is a lot of money you left on the table. I feel like
俺はとうとう12歳になった。100年ぶりになるミスリル採掘の再開。
the question is now, how are we going to continue? You wanted to become an adventurer.
された。俺が発見した鉱脈の採掘は来年からになるそうだ。領内の魔獣はもう怖くないし、採掘権のおかげでお金の心配もない。
But you need experience.
けどなんか違うんだよな。そもそも俺は真のやり込みがしたかったんだ。欲しいのは安定なんかじゃない。次の一歩を踏み出す時だ。
I mean, that is a weird way to see it, because the whole point is to overcome the unfairness, which you did. So the comfort should be more to your liking then, because you worked a lot to get here. Sure, look for the next big challenge, but I don't know. At least enjoy the comfort for a little bit.
今夜男爵に切り出そう。
はあ、またお出ましだとよ。王家の使いが。
ゲ、
Why
今
now?
度はなんだ。
I mean, theoretically, it should be the year for the girl to go to the school. It's probably going to be with the other dude, right? The other noble.
まさか仲良くご同伴とはね。
Oh
カ
yeah.
ルネル子爵。
It's probably some bullshit of let's share the Mithril mining rights.
どう考えてもろくな要件じゃないぞ。
お二方、本日はどのようなご用件で？
ミスリルの採掘順調のようで何より。今日は男爵に提案があってきたのだ。
Yeah, we don't accept. We don't. You never read it. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
グランベルとカルネル、両家は白龍に翻弄されながら繁栄と衰退を繰り返してきた。王家としてもこの問題を解決したい。
これは白龍山脈の共同管理。
は？共同？
さよう。白龍山脈を両家で管理し、利益を折半することで悲しき歴史に終止符。
No, I'm good. I'm good. Very interesting that it came after the mine is up and running again, not a year before, or the 100 year before that. So, not interested.
打つのだ。我が法務副大臣に頼み。
You know what? We just lost the right to the mines. I'm so sorry. Sadly, all of them went to this new boy. We had a contract. He got all the rights of the mines. So sadly, we can't really share any of the rights with the other family. Shit
その
happens.
契約書を作ったのだぞ。カルネル子爵の署名は済んでおる。あとはそなたが書くだけだ。
あいつがニヤニヤしてるわけだ。根回ししやがったな。
申し訳ございません。あまりに急なご提案ですので、一度王都へ行って確認してからで。
何？男爵ごときが我を信用で。
Yes. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to attack me? You are not the
きる
king.
と
領主として経験には決められぬと申しております。
ミスリルを手にして本性を表しおったか。欲をかけば必ず後悔することになるぞ。
I mean, that is the right decision. Go to the king. Clear this up. At least have a different contract in place. Should the king really be behind this? And, be like the other noble and his whole region, they have gotten prosperous because of the Mithril mines. They are fine, while our region is near collapse, so we need a lot more of the Mithril right now. But we may be, let's say every year we take a certain percentage and share that. For every year, 1%, until we reach the 50%. This gives us the option to recover we are still sharing something with the other region, and after 40, 50 years, we are going to have like the half and half.
苦節100年、ようやく我がグランベル家に巡ってきた利益を折半だと。こんなバカな契約などあるはずがない。
Also, we can use the death of his son as a bargaining chip, which is a little bit morbid to say, but he died for the kingdom, so the kingdom should at least pay a little bit
騎士
back.
団長は今、白竜山脈であったな。
はい、戻られるのは2日後です。
戻り次第、共に王都へ向かう。
重木卒業の件切り出しづらくなったな。
その共同管理ってのになれば白竜の移動に振り回されることはなくなるんだろう。
そうっすね。いつまたこっち来るかわかんないですし。
聞こえはいいが、相手があのカルネル子爵じゃ話は別だ。100% 裏切る。かといって断
That is true.
れば欲をかいたとみなされる。
Be greedy. Be greedy. Just say, I don't care. Then I am now counting as greedy. We did so much for the kingdom. We sacrificed. My son sacrificed his life. We sacrificed the well-being of our people to give you the meat that you so greedily decided to want. So it's time for our nobility to be a little bit greedy.
今さら男爵に何ができるんだ。セシル。
クソガキ。
何やってる。さっさと殺せ。
強いな。カードの交換が必要だ。
どうしたガキ、かかってこい。
言われなくても。
急に強くなりやがった。
ご当主様、侵入者です。セシルお嬢様が。
何？
Now, this is in the heat of the moment. I would probably try to let them leave with her, because this is clearly something someone else planned, and I would follow them and see where they end up. Otherwise, you would need to try and capture them right now, which does not seem likely. Additionally, you could, whenever you follow them, use your summons to help.
おい、ぶらかるぞ。
セシル。セシル。
They really steal him as well.
生きてる。ギチギチに縛り。
First off, how did they not get knocked out by this? Maybe they are, keeping. Maybe they are not breathing in the gas, and they are adults, so they probably need a little bit more of the gas. Okay. This does make sense. Capturing him as well, just in case you need more people for a ransom. You can be like, oh, we'll give you back the girl for like $1 million, and they're like, yeah, but we also give you back the butler. So get a little bit of a freebie, maybe getting more money off that.
ギチギチに縛りやがって。でも。
So it does make somewhat sense. Additionally, you could have just killed him.
召喚士は目さえ塞がれなきゃま
They don't know. No one knows you're a fucking summoner.
だ戦える。チャッピー、出てこい。共有。さっきのやつらだ。ここはどこかの倉庫か。
おい。なんでしょう、ダグラハの兄貴。 なんでガキが2人もいるんだ。
へえ、こいつ剣が使いやすい。奴隷にして売ればいい金に。
勝手をするな。次はねえぞ。
I mean, stupid.
すいやせん。
邪魔になるなら黒髪はすぐに殺せ。
明らかにこいつらよりヤバい。
くそ。なんでボスはあんな殺し屋なんかをリーダーに。ふざけやがって。
ダグラ派は戦場帰りだからな。
1年で逃げ出した雑魚だろ。
おい、やめとけって。
それにあいつがいなきゃ誰がゼノフの相手をする。
ゼノフ？騎士団長のことか。
ゼノフは10年
Who's the boss then?
要塞を守ってきたやつだぞ。ダグラ派なんかに倒せるのか。
さあな。
つっても結局ゼノフは部隊を全滅させちまったんだろ。
一人だけおめおめ生き残るなんてな。どっちにしろ戦場なんざアホが行くとこだぜ。
戦場？やはりどこかと戦争してるんだな。とにかく助けを待つより俺も動いてみるか。ってしまった、ミスリルの剣を落としてきた。
Yeah, imagine you would, I don't know, buy a second one. You have enough money. You should have enough money.
今ある武器はこれだけ。セシルを守りつつ
Just summon a bunch of bears? What are they gonna do? Fight against 30 bears?
戦うには心も。
Not even talking about that you could just send one of the birds or whatever to Xenos. Xenof, whatever.
トライ。
便所に行ってくる。
今だ。まずは逃走経路の確認だ。
なんで船の中に鳥が。
Ship.
船？ここって船の中？グランベルに海なんて聞いてないぞ。結構でかい船だな。
Oh, it's an airship.
真っ暗だ。もう夜なんだ。あれ？飛んでる？船って魔導船？どうするよ。雲の上じゃ逃げようがねえぞ。いや、落ち着け。地上に近づけばチャンスはあるはずだ。レストランまであるのか。思ってたよりでかいな。この下品な笑い声。黒幕はやっぱり。
分かっておろうな。我もこれだけ手を回してやったのだ。
採掘権でございますね。万事抜かりなく。
とはいえグランベルが王都で騒ぐと面倒なことになるぞ。
ご心配なく。下手なことは考えぬようにと警告文も添えておきましたゆえ、それでも契約への署名を渋るようなら、可愛い娘の腕の一本でも送れば解決です。
こいつら採掘権欲しさにセシルを人質に。
Oh no! Who would have thought?
けどおめ。
起きたか。
もうすぐカルネルの町に着く。諦めな。
痛い目見ねえとわかんねえか。
こうなったらもう動くしか。
I mean, you don't, but
ルダーも対人用に調整した。今度こそ迎え撃つ。アゲハ、出てこい。眠らせろ。よし。
why did you sleep the weakest of them?
一人聞いたな。上出来だ。
消えた。
反撃開始だ。
What is this bullshit? You summoned a butterfly. They don't know what is going on. You could just summon a bunch of bears, murder them all with the bears. They have no idea what is going on, who's responsible, and do that until they die. Why did you make yourself known? It makes no sense at all. You had surprise on your side. You don't have the Mithril sword. You don't have any other weapons. You don't need anything else. The bears are stronger than you. This just doesn't make any sense. This is like the third time or so he's on the front lines for no reason.